For today's video, we will answer a math challenge given by one of our followers. And the question goes like this. Solve for the value of x. Given this equation, 6 raised to x equals 3 raised to 2x minus 2 raised to 2x. Now, you can pause this video if you want to give this problem a try. And now, let's answer this question together. So, our goal in this question is to solve for the value of x given this equation. Now, to answer this question, what we're going to do is to use some loss of exponent. So if we have b raised to a times c, this can be written as b raised to a raised to the power of c, or b raised to c raised to the power of a. This is just the same thing. Therefore, 3 raised to 2x and 2 raised to 2x can be written as follows. So we have 3 raised to 2 raised to x minus 2 raised to 2 raised to the power of x. And also take note that 3 squared is 9 and 2 squared is 4. And now, what we're going to do here is to divide all of this term by 4 raised to x. Now, if we divide all of this term by 4 raised to x, take note that the last term, which is 4 raised to x, becomes 1, because 4 raised to x over 4 raised to x becomes 1. And now, let's apply again some loss of exponent. If we have a raised to the power of c over b raised to the power of c, take note that we have the same exponent, c. So this can be written as a over b raised to the power of that c. Therefore, 6 raised to x over 4 raised to x can be written as 6 over 4 raised to the power of x. And this 9 raised to x over 4 raised to x can be written also as 9 over 4 raised to the power of x. Now let's simplify a little bit. Now, 6 over 4, this 6 is 3 times 2, and this 4 is 2 times 2. So we can cancel out a factor of 2. So this is just 3 over 2. Now, how about 9 over 4? Now, take note that 9 is 3 squared, and 4 is just 2 squared. So we can rewrite this as 3 squared over 2 squared. Again, we can use this law of exponent. So this can be written as 3 over 2 raised to the power of 2. Now, using our loss of exponent a while ago, 3 over 2 raised to 2 raised to the power of x can be written as 3 over 2 raised to the power of x raised to the power of 2. Why we do that? The reason is now we have a common term of 3 over 2 raised to the power of x. So we can rewrite this as a single variable, and let's call this as n. Now, let n be equal to this expression 3 over 2 raised to the power of x. Now, our equation becomes n equals n squared minus 1, wherein this n is just 3 over 2 raised to the power of x. Now, let's continue. Let's solve for the value of n. What we're going to do here is to subtract n on both sides. So this will give us 0 equals n squared minus n minus 1. Now, to answer this question or to solve for the value of n, we will use the quadratic formula negative b plus or minus square root of b squared minus 4ac all over 2a. The value of a must be the coefficient of n squared, which is 1, so we can replace all a with 1. Now, the value of b is the coefficient of n, which is negative 1. So we can replace all b with negative 1. And the value of c is constant, which is negative 1 also. Now, let's simplify. Negative of negative 1 is positive 1. So we have positive 1 here. And negative 1 squared is 1. Negative 4 times negative 1 is positive 4, so 1 plus 4 is 5. So this simplifies to 1 plus or minus square root of 5 all over 2. But take note, we let n as 3 over 2 raised to the power of x. This is an exponential function. And this n must be greater than 0. So this n cannot be a negative number. Therefore, we need to consider the positive value of n. So this is just, we can say that n must be equal to 1 plus square root of 5 all over 2. And now, also take note that we set n must be equal to 3 over 2 raised to the power of x. Now, we can now solve for the value of x. So, 1 plus square root of 5 over 2 must be equal to this 3 over 2 raised to the power of x because they are both equal to the value of n. And now we have an equation that in terms of x, we have 3 over 2 raised to the power of x equals 1 plus square root of 5 all over 2. Now, to solve for the value of x, the easiest way is to convert this exponential equation into logarithmic equation. Now, take note that if we have b raised to a equals c exponential equation, this can be translated into logarithmic equation as follows. We have a equals logarithm of c to the base of b. Therefore, 3 over 2 raised to the power of x equals 1 plus square root of 5 over 2 can be written as x equals logarithm of 1 plus square root of 5 over 2 to the base of 3 over 2. And that is our answer to this question. So what is the value of x given this equation? 6 raised to x equals 3 raised to 2x minus 2 raised to 2x, and our answer is x equals logarithm of 1 plus square root of 5 over 2 to the base of 3 over 2. And as always, we are done.